If our branch committee had considered the current pensions offer a deal that did not concede fundamental principles, not only, but most significantly with regard to the link to a rising state retirement age, or if the current proposals had only emerged after days and weeks of industrial action that had not forced a more substantial retreat by this government, then I would not be here delivering this speech. But of course, we have seen only one day of strike action by UNISON members across local government, the NHS, and in higher education. And what did our union's General Secretary say to the 2011 conference that took place in Manchester? In making his call to arms, Dave Prentice said, "A day won't be enough. This coalition won't move with just one day of action." Now, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know if our General Secretary would revise his views 1 year on, but in essence, I believe that Dave Prentice was correct that day. And why? The attack on the public sector pension schemes, including the LGPS, has been and remains an integral part of a much broader offensive on the public sector and its workforce. The ultimate objectives of that offensive are only too clear. An upward redistribution of income and wealth to the very richest, and the acceleration of the transfer of public services to the tender mercies of the privateers. We face the ongoing realities of the pay freeze. In reality, the drastic erosion of our pay for the overwhelming majority of people in this hall, and more importantly still, the members whom we represent. And we also face the ongoing reality of job cuts. As Jonathan Sedgbeer said in moving the report from the Service Group Executive this morning, more than 32,000 jobs have already gone in the last 2 years from local authorities. And that means that thousands and thousands have been driven out of active membership of the LGPS. And thousands of others are now in early receipt of pension payments. I believe that our General Secretary was also correct when last June he said, quote, "We stand firmly behind our brothers and sisters from the PCS, the UCU, the NUT and the ATL on the 30th of June, when members of those unions took strike action. With the exception of the ATL, the smallest of those unions, all the other unions that took action on the 30th of June have rejected the pension offers, and many members of those unions have since taken industrial action. In short, despite the fact that we are the biggest union, we are not alone. There are crucial allies amongst teachers, amongst civil servants, and dare I say, even amongst well-compensated consultants in the British Medical Association. We must identify our friends and also our enemies, those who have enjoyed pension pots of more than £3 million, who can retire without detriment at the age of 60, those who are actually the friends and beneficiaries of this government's policies. So I conclude by saying to you, conference, don't be afraid to give a lead, to urge our members to rage against the dying of the light and say it is time to reignite the pensions fight. That is an essential part of bringing the age of austerity to an end sooner rather than later. So please vote for composite number 2, and I would also urge support for composite number 1. Let's go forward together with our allies across the public sector and seize on this unique opportunity to drive back the general offensive against ordinary working people, be they men or women. Thank you very much.